Hello, friends. Hey, besties. My name is Jay Reese, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be talking to you about a few different type of ways to better help you hear God. But before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more updates and for more content about your spirituality and your walk with God. And I'll give you a few seconds to do that. So yes, let's go ahead and get started. So about a year ago, I've been vlogging and videoing my spiritual journey, and around this time a year ago, I was going back down to my Instagram page, and I realized that it was around the same time that I had a little trouble hearing God. And so I just wanted to kind of come back and update. And so a year later, I can't believe that was only a year ago, but I am in such a different space now. I am so much more mature in my spirit. I'm with my spirit woman now. And so I'm not gonna say that I think I've mastered hearing God, but I've at least have several practical ways that I use that help me hear God. So the first thing that I will say, if you are having trouble hearing God, I would suggest you to try a few different things to, the first thing I would tell you to do is to just eliminate your distractions. There are a few different ways. Many people have different ways of doing this. Most people will tell you to fast, and essentially fasting is basically, that's all that is. Fasting is literally just, eliminating things that distract you, that get in the way of you and your time with God. And so you can fast in many different ways. You can do a food fast. Most people oftentimes do the Daniel's fast. You can fast from social media, and basically you don't have to always fast from food. You don't have to always fast from social media, TV, or things like that, but fast from whatever it is that consumes the most of your time. So if going out consumes the most of your time, then take 7 days off and just don't go out. And instead of going out when you have the urge to go out, instead of that time that you were using to go out, use that time to just sit with yourself. And when people say pray to God and talk to God, essentially that is all that is just finding quiet time for yourself to sit with yourself and be with your own thoughts, be with God, and just sitting still enough to hear his voice. Another way that I would practice, or that I got better with hearing God, was to, I started reading my Bible more. I definitely started reading my Bible more because, and I don't say that just so to get you to read your Bible or anything like that, although you totally should read your Bible, honey. It is the most book of tea that you will ever pick up and read, okay, honey? If you like these urban books, you like these love story books, then pick up your Bible. It has all of that in there. But anywho, I read my Bible a lot, and the reason I read my Bible a lot is because as I'm reading my Bible, it showed me myself. And hearing God's voice is, in part, it's kind of synonymous with learning yourself. And the more you learn yourself and understand yourself, the more you'll know the difference between thoughts that are your own and thoughts that are not. And then once you are able to distinguish between your thoughts and thoughts that are not your thoughts, then that will help you distinguish the difference between your voice and God's voice. So when I would read my Bible a lot, I would question a lot of things that I normally wouldn't question. And essentially, me reading my Bible is me feeding my spirit woman, because all of you have the capacity to have and receive the Spirit of God, but that's not the spirit that you're constantly feeding. Most oftentimes, you constantly feed, the spirit of the world, that we're naturally born with. And so that's you're scrolling on social media, that you're going out all the time, but if you sit and be still and actually feed your spirit man or your spirit woman, then the voice will get louder. You'll be able to understand and hear that voice clearer, which essentially is the Spirit of God. So I would read my Bible and I would have so many questions, and it would make me rethink a lot of things, question a lot of things. And so those questions I would bring to God, and then I would find myself having the conversation with myself in my head, and a lot of times you will think you're crazy because you're talking to yourself and you have this voice in your head, but it's really not. That's really you talking to the spirit in your head, and it may sound like you, but it's a different voice. The Spirit of God is usually a soft, gentle voice. You know, it's not a voice that's gonna be loud. It's not a voice that's gonna be like super demanding of you. It is a soft, still, quiet voice. And that's why fasting is so important, because if someone is talking to you gently like this and there's just so much chaos around you, you're not gonna hear it. In order for you to hear a voice that is that soft and that is still, you have to eliminate distractions. You have to eliminate the clutter. You have to eliminate noise so that you can focus. Like if you were, you know, like how, it's kind of like how people that are deaf or partially deaf, when, you know, they can't exactly hear, or they're partially deaf so they can kind of hear, but they have to eliminate all distractions and they have to focus on you. So not only do they have to strain to hear you, but now they have to focus because they have to read your lips. If they don't read your lips and they're just hearing, they'll only hear part of what you're saying, and they'll miss the details. They'll miss the important things that you're talking about. And so essentially hearing God is no different. If you are trying to talk to God and you have, you know, you're listening to music or you're going out and you have all these things going on, you're gonna miss what God is trying to tell you. You're gonna miss the important things that God is trying to do in or with you. And so those are just a few practical ways for you to like try and hear God. And then a lot of people, some people will tell you to meditate, and you can meditate however you choose to meditate. Some people's way of meditating is just quieting everything and playing subtle, soft music in the background. Some people meditate by going for walks to clear their mind, clear their head. And when you meditate, the whole purpose is to meditate is to, again, remove all the distractions, all the clutter in your mind, everything that's going on, just trying to cancel out everything so that you can clearly hear, or at least have some type of order in your thoughts. So leave a comment, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you have other practical ways that you, or practices that you have that help you hear God and help you be in tune with God. Drop them in below. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it. And leave something that maybe it's a lot of things that I know that I haven't mentioned that you guys can leave in the comments below that would help and bless other people. So if you are having trouble hearing God and you are having trouble distinguishing his voice between your own, I advise you to read your Bible more, because the more questions you have, the more conversations you'll have to have with God. And that is one way that'll be able to strengthen your understanding and you understanding his voice. Another way is to meditate. Find quiet time, find quiet spaces, find activities that help you declutter your mind. And also fasting. You know, take a fast. It doesn't have to be from food. Fast from whatever it is that takes the majority of your time. And so if you have any other suggestions, leave them down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Before you leave, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, besties.